So the last 16 is the play-in round. That starts tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, the quarterfinals begin. And then the 7th and final day, we'll have our semifinals and our medal games. Gold and silver, bronze. That's how it's going down. We are underway. Pool B, Czechia, Netherlands. Driesen squeezes the trigger. She'll have to get reloaded after the miss. Brabinkova swings. Shotolova likes that mid-range area. 18-footer is good to start the scoring for Czechia. Up top, Janice, no. She's also had some struggles offensively. Shotolova, a little too pesky defensively right there.
You can see the Netherlands have made a point out of trying to get a two going late, early in the game, right? First two shots, both from range. They were 1 of 7 in that game against Chile, so everything went well. They just couldn't get a bucket from range. They're trying hard here.
That one recovered and scored inside. And another whistle. But I do think the Netherlands do a good job of understanding the temperature of the game. You know, very seldom are you going to see them shoot themselves out of a game, just from a high volume. If it's not going, they'll start driving.
You're right. Or go into mismatches.
D on the inside, Brabinkova locking up, forces a jump ball, as good as a steal. And the rock will go over to Czechia, 2016 world champions.
Brabinkova, good length. She can contest any shot down there. She might not be as strong as Evelien Lukke-Schiphol. Those long arms will make up for it.
Galiskova comes free. Nice action there from the Czechs. Janice inside. Boonstra, no, double team. Runs out of traffic, away from trouble. Driesen splitting the defense. Somebody got a hand on that. That's what Driesen is saying. But apparently she lost it out of bounds. It's going to be Czechia ball.
Oh, there's two arms going across her arms. That should have been a foul.
Shotolova, two-piece on the way, shreds the threads in a three-point lead for Czechia. Shotolova gets called for that foul. Boonstra with good position.
Well, that's a mismatch that you're going to be hunting, but look at Shotolova. Sliver of space. And this is what makes this Czechia team so dangerous, right? Sometimes they don't shoot it often, but they got some really good shooters on the team.
Netherlands hope that this isn't one of those games that they run hot. Czechia, that is. Still haven't seen the best game from Galiskova yet, but Shotolova is showing out and continuing to apply pressure to the Lions defense.
And the Netherlands usually a very good defensive team. They were good against Chile, but I haven't seen them play the physical style that they played all year. I think it might be due to the referees calling a little bit of a tighter game than we usually see on the women's series.
Heat check for Shotolova. Nice pass. Malikova in bad position. Substitutions made. Janice coming back in. Driesen down to Boonstra. Takes another shove in the back. Czechia with a 4th foul. They need to slow down.
Yeah, they're expending a lot of fouls early trying to get the Netherlands away from post-up positioning in the paint.
Driesen, Yep, that's a double dribble turnover. Couple minutes in, Netherlands with 1 score to speak of. There's the double dribble by Driesen. Galiskova looking for somebody to move. Finally they do. Robin Kova to the crib, defending well. Nortje. Into Boonstra. Yeah, one off the glass. Oh, defense now. Shiphold, Luxor Shiphold with the defense.
Yeah, you have to get that second name in there. I heard her mother gets mad if not.
Oh, we don't want to make mama mad. I'll just stick to ELS.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, travel.
Teams by now should be used to this. Referees are looking at that check ball situation very tightly.
Seen a bunch of travels called throughout the tournament. That same scenario. Shotilova. Malikova connects two. Czechia shooting it better so far in this one than they have in the tournament.
Czechia is shooting really well, and in comparison to that, the Netherlands have gotten some good looks and haven't knocked them down, so they're not shooting well at all. Look at Malikova, off balance.
I think she corrected her shot. If you remember last game, she got a lot of looks from that same spot, and they all came up short.
Yep.
Just that slight correction. She gets her first to go. Short range attempts, not the same kind of luck. 4-point difference. Nortje inside. Boonstra making a move. Whistle on the inside. Should be shooting a free throw after the first media timeout, but out of the gates is Czechia. And they've done it with a barrage of twos. Shotilova leading the way, and Malikova getting involved as well.
This is the first one that got him going. Shotilova from range. Dutch, they've gone into Janice Boonstra in the paint. It's cost Czechia 5 fouls, so that's something for the Dutch.
Something they're going to try to build on. Only way you take advantage is by knocking down your free throws, and that is what Janice does. Galichkova drops it off. Malikova in and out, spin move, scoop-de-doo. That was gorgeous.
Wow.
What a play from Malikova.
Could not see the basket, still managed with the touch.
And she was going 100 miles an hour. Malikova now splitting the defense. No basket on the floor. The Dutch happy to
that would have been a point.
See her get it cleared. Close to getting continuation on that. Netherlands breathing a sigh of relief as Czechia get reset. Only a 3-point lead, and now Kout gets called for the 4th on the Dutch.
Foul situation close to even.
Czechia with 5, Netherlands with 4. Shotilova with that speed burst around the baseline. Dreesen now. She will draw the foul. Czechia now with no more to give.
This is what we saw from Nortje in that first game, right? Drives at the basket, creates the contact, but when you speak of driving, Shotilova has to be mentioned. The quickness.
That low center of gravity, once she gets set on driving to the rim, you're going to have a hell of a time trying to slow her down. Dreesen will make light work of the free throw attempt. Czechia maintaining the 3-point lead. They see an advantage inside with Boonstra. She misses it, misses the first and the second. Loose ball, though, stays with Orange. Evelyn Lucia-Shipholt. She'll slip to the bucket inside, and she will convert it. ELS as Netherlands within 2. Ticky-tack foul there on the Netherlands. Didn't need it, but,
No.
but they can afford it. One more to give, though. Is that a coaching warning?
I think so. I couldn't quite see it.
One possession. Lead Czechia. Galichkova. Brabenkova. 15 feet, no. EVS on the boards. Keeping them clean for the Orange Lions. Couch turns around. Shorty, money.
This is where her game's really improved. She used to just be known as a shooter and a driver. She's starting working from the mid-range.
Anytime the sharp shooting of Shotilova.
Shotilova's been the problem for Czechia this game.
Yeah, she's got to close out now. Contact on that shot. And 2 free throws upcoming for Shotilova. Carolina gets the first of 2 to drop through. And the second, that drops too. 10-7. The world #1, Dreesen. Strong drive, converts. Malikova pass deflected, quick hands from the Dutch. As Kout will dive down to the bucket. Dreesen eyeing a 2-ball. That's a big one, evens the game at 10 apiece.
This is something that might unlock the Dutch, right? They're playing tight. They're playing a little bit nervous. This is a playing game to the playing game, as we mentioned, right?
Yeah.
The emotions, though, that show me that there's still some unlocking to do in the sense of becoming more of a unit, more chemistry. They played well, just a little tight.
Plenty of time left, 4:41. But they do find themselves in the penalty. Netherlands with 7 fouls. Shotilova will miss the first of 2. Has a chance to break this tie with the upcoming free throw, and it will fall. Dreesen gives it up, gets it back. If she's going to be given the 2, she's going to take it. Does not connect on that one, Galichkova. Been very passive to me in this game, Galichkova.
No, agreed. I don't know why she's not shooting as much. I don't think she can create that shot off the dribble, though. She needs her teammates, to help her get open.
She's more of a catch and shoot player. They haven't designed any plays for her. Straight down the lane. 11 up. Galichkova now sets the screen. Shotilova. Boonstra. Why not? Boonstrakalaka. 13-11. Shotilova getting in the paint. She needs some help. Boonstra is down. Offensive foul is the call.
Last 2 possessions, Shotilova has been hesitant to drive for Czechia. That was what was working earlier.
Last couple of possessions for Czechia. They played some bad offense, forcing long twos, gone away from what's worked for them so far, and now they find themselves trailing the Netherlands 13-11. Both teams with 7 fouls in the penalty. Two direct.
It was Shotilova's driving that unlocked so much from them earlier. And again, those last 2 possessions, a little bit hesitant, didn't want to go. I'm not sure why, but it's something to keep an eye on.
3 women's teams straight to the quarterfinals. That would be France, USA, and Australia. Last group to be decided, and the women's competition is going to be Pool D. Loose ball. kicked out. Netherlands 14, Czechia 11. Out, getting in the paint. That floaty does not go. Shotilova, all gas, no brakes. And miscommunication with Galichkova. Dreesen will draw the foul. Free throws, big the rest of the way.
Now it's Czechia playing tight. Not a smart foul. You give up instead of a one, you give them 2 chances at a free throw. But their offense not going. Shotilova got to the basket, try to pass it out again. Turnovers. Yeah, again, this is what a knockout game will do to you, though.
Credit the Netherlands for weathering the storm. They were tight early. There's a chance that Czechia could have really expanded that lead. I think their biggest lead was 3. But then for some reason they just started launching twos. They've been picking up fouls from the very beginning of the game, and now it's really costing them as the Netherlands lead this thing by 5. Malikova hands it over. Robinkova gets it to Galichkova. She's going to force it. An easy block there for Kaut.
Not a good shot for Katarina Galichkova.
Oh, Elsa let it go. Bottoms from the right wing, Netherlands can smell blood in the water. Galichkova is really struggling. And now, Boonstra called for the offensive foul. There will not be any free throws.
For Czechia, I wonder why they haven't gotten Malikova more touches. She hit a couple of twos earlier in the game and hadn't seen the Wilson since.
Shotilova finally sees a clear lane for a layup. But it could be a case of too little, too late for Czechia, who started off hot. Oh, yeah. That one is pretty much going to put Czechia out of this thing. And the Netherlands will be playing in the last 16. 1 bucket is all they need. Kaut to the crib, stripped. Galichkova all alone, 2-ball, no. Rebound stays with White. Shotilova drives, throws it in reverse.
She's got a whole arsenal of skills when she goes to that basket. Just didn't do it in the middle stretch of the game.
Even a whole arsenal of skills won't erase a 7-point deficit this late. Just over a minute left. So you can see Czechia gassed. Reality starting to set in. They would need an absolute miracle to pull out a win here. It is unlikely to happen. In the penalty, facing the world #1 Nortje Dreesen and the Netherlands team that has come alive after losing their first 2 games. They're going to wrap up group play with 2 straight wins.
This is what the Netherlands needed today, right? Look, they put themselves in a big hole, and the way things shook out, it worked in their favor. But now they have a chance to fight on.
Shotilova, step back, 2-ball, Blau. Dreesen driving strong, leave it up to the world #1 to get the job done. And she is hacked, no choice but to do it. Now can the defending European MVP.
Yeah, when she puts her head down and drives to the basket, Czechia better take Kova.
I can't even call the end of the game with that nonsense. That's funny. Well, that's it. Game over. 21. I can't. What's the final score, boss?
21-15.
21-15. Netherlands survive to advance Again, after a scary start, 0-2.
Look, the Netherlands started out their campaign terribly. You could still see at the start of this day that their confidence was shaken, that they were tight in that first game against Chile. Then they got the offense unlocked. This one, a different beast, a knockout round game before the knockout round started.